Hey there, welcome back. I welcome you to day 39 of the 100 days. Day 39 of the 100 days. And what is our topic today, you might ask? Today we'll be talking about enumerate. What is enumerate? Enumerate is a built-in Python function that allows you to loop through an iterable, that is your list, your string, your tuple, and allows you to keep track of the index of each item in your iterable. Sounds like fun? Yes. Welcome to day 39 of 100 Days Python Programming Challenge. Day 39. Let's go. Hi there, and welcome to day 39. Day 39 of 100 days, and today is enumerate. Enumerate is a built-in function that allows you to keep track of the index when you are looping through an iterable. So imagine you have a list and you want to know what index, what does an item in that list belongs to. You can use that by simply using enumerate. So it helps you to add a counter like an index and returns it as an enumerate object. So this is how the syntax of enumerate looks like. You have your enumerate, you have your iterable, which is the element, the object you want to enumerate. So it can be a list, it can be a tuple or a string. And then start. Start, if you do not include the start, the default value is always 0. But if you want it to start from a particular index, then you can specify it there. But if you do not put it, then it will take the default as 0. So then it returns an enumerate object that use a pair of index and values from the iterable. So to better understand this, let me show you how you would normally do this without enumerate and with enumerate, so you can see the difference. So we would be using the same list for both. So imagine I have a list of fruits. They have apples, bananas, and cherry. So without enumerate, if I want to be able to print out the index of each of the elements in my list, I will first have to define my index to be equal to 0. And then I would have my for loop for fruit in fruit. If you want to learn about for loops, we talked about yesterday. That was yesterday's video. It was really exciting. For fruit in fruit. And then I want to now print out the index of each item in my list plus the item in the list. So I'll use an f string. So I'll have f and then index. And then index, which the name of our variable that we called here, you can use any name. The variable name depends on whatever you want to call it. Just make sure that it's something that if the user or if other developers see, they can know what the variable is for. So it's always good to use a good variable name. So index, this is going to hold the index value, the number for 0, 1, 2, 3, and then the item in my list. Fruit as an R. And then fruit. And then I close my string. So what have I done here? I created a list of fruits. I set my index to 0, and then I'm looping through every item in my list, and I'm printing out the index, this value of the index, and then I'm printing out each item that is in my for loop, and I'm printing it out. But now we set the index to 0, so it's always going to be 0. So what I will now do is to increase the counter by 1. So it will go through the first at index 0, and then it will print it out, and then you add 1 to it, and then it goes to the next and print it out. And then what we would have is index 0, the first index, index 1, index 2, and so on, and then we have our fruits. So this is how we would normally do it without enumerate. But now let me show you how you would do it with enumerate now. Still using the same list of fruits. And then instead I would have a for loop for index. Rather than defining it here, I can just have it directly in my for loop. And fruit in enumerate fruits. And the same print statement that I used there, I can also reuse it here. And this is it. This is all the functional code that we need. And when I run this, I get my index and I get my fruit. So you see, we're just using enumerate and adding another element in our for loop. I'm able to print out the index and the item in my list. So you can see with enumerate, it allows you to track automatically and it makes your code cleaner and more readable. So you see less line of codes by just using the enumerate function rather than using the variable and using a counter. So let me show you different examples of enumerate. We've already done enumerate through a list. That's what we did. So I don't need to repeat that. And then enumerate using a string. So instead of the list, imagine I want to use a string. So I have the word Python. And then I have my index. I want to be able to print out the index of each letter in my word. So you see, it's still the same process. Enumerate, and then, like I said in the syntax, the iterable and then the start. So let's do this instead. Let's define our start value, because so if I run this, you see it starts at index 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. But then what if I want it to start at index 5, and then I run this, you see it start at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So as I said, that the start depends on whatever index you want it to start from. But you see, by just using enumerate, we're able to keep track of our index number of each item in our string. That is it for this video. We've spoken about what enumerate is. I've showed you how it would look like without enumerate and with enumerate, and also how to enumerate through a list, and how to enumerate through a string, and also how to set your default start count. If you don't want the index to start from 0. I also showed you how you can do that. And the advantages of enumerate, like I said, it makes your code cleaner. You're using less codes. Your loops are easier to understand, and you can use it with a list, a string, a tuple, whatever you want to use it with. So thank you for watching. As usual, the link to the Jupyter notebook is in the description below. Let me know what you think. See you tomorrow. That is it for this video. Do not forget to subscribe, like, and leave a comment. And as always, the link to the Jupyter notebook is in the description. So check it out and let me know what you think of our video so far. We're going. Thank you. Bye for now.